And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta on our initiative run. This is the third part of the first stream on 1.0.25. We're struggling a little bit low nobles, which is preventing us from rebuilding a bunch of stuff. So our science is definitely not where I'd like it to be. I'd like to have more science. We've had so much blown up. We're down basically 4 stations worth of science. I'd like to have that back, but I'll have to suffer for the meantime. In the meantime, we now have Kazakhstan unallied is probably the best way to describe it. They got no allies, so we can send in the Russian army to deal with them. And we just have to keep everyone else out of them to prevent them from getting new allies. That's probably the best way to do this. In fact, arguably, I don't even need to keep other people out of them.
Time to make our move.
Once the war started and everyone's piled up on the border where I want them, no one's going to be able to stop us. Oh, and that's the same... Where to get allied with America? Okay. That's easy enough to fix. I'm just going to have to purge people out of Afghanistan, but I suppose we can do that too. You can go over there and start purging them out of Afghanistan.
We're taking power.
And then we're waiting for... Well, we're waiting for the 12th of August there to declare war. Yeah, we're not there yet. Okay. Everyone's got missions, so we're going to confirm some new assignments and let some time pass. Why is that not pausing? What happened to my space? It's telling me resolve a space battle, which I think we already did. That was that space battle. Somehow it resolved without disappearing, as we went on. I may have experienced a bug here. That was my space battle, I assume. 320. Okay, so I think it's implying that I'm supposed to have a pop-up I'm supposed to be dealing with. Resolve a space battle. Yes, I know what you're talking about at this point. But I don't have your decision. Okay. Can I load an autosave? The combat autosave. This is... today. Okay, yeah, it's today. So I think this is retaking us back. We had a combat thing pop up in the middle of the assigned counselor phase at a weird time. I think it didn't resolve that correctly. We resolved it with an auto resolve, so it should have worked, but Yeah, sorry for this loading time. You're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, you're kind of stuck with me because I can't make it any faster for live. But for YouTube, I suppose I could take the time to edit it out. I'm not going to, but I suppose I could. I'll probably just try to run the part a little bit longer. And hopefully this is the... Well, this is the most recent combat auto-resolve. And it wasn't that long ago. Okay. So yeah, this took us back, which is... it's fine if that's what went on. We engage... want to auto-resolve here. And the thing's supposed to pop up. And I think the problem is that we're in the middle of this assignment.
Standing by.
Where the bug is coming from. Because it's supposed to pop up with the combat results from the auto-resolve, and it is not.
Removing our enemies.
Yeah, so 97%. We'll invest a little bit of influence just in case they do a defend.
Targeting the opposition. Standing by.
And then you were going to be assigned to set national policy on Russia so we can start the
Heading
war.
to the capital.
It says enemies are planning, so I think that might be the glitch. Until we complete the mission assignment phase and resolve the space battle. So completing the assignment phase isn't going to be that hard, but the fact that the battle isn't up anymore may be in fact a problem. Okay. Enemies are like in perpetual load. Okay, so let's reload. I don't really want to go back to the autosave, but we'll do that if we have to. Go back to the combat save. I can manually do the battle if I have to. I think we're out of missiles is what's going on, that's what's confusing it. And the ships we're fighting are also, I think, going to be missile armed. So what ends up happening is they dump their missiles. They either blow us up or don't. There's too many there for them to blow them all up. So it ends up as a stalemate, auto-resolve. And I think that's what's confusing the game. Well, that and it's trying to do it in the middle of the counselor turn, which is usually when fights don't like that don't happen. Very unique bug. So what we're going to try to do here is instead of hitting auto-resolve, I'm just going to hit start battle. Which should throw us into the battle. Because yeah, I think if I go back to the autosave, then we got to go farther back, and that's a little bit more of an issue. Yep, that's the problem. Okay. That cleared the mission, though. The battle, though. Okay. So presumably it's going to take us into the battle as soon as I unpause.
Time to
Hopefully
make our
that actually
move.
takes us into the battle and not
Ready.
cause problems with the game.
Terminating the opposition.
Or it's not going to take us into the battle at all, but okay, that's fine.
Offering assistance.
Okay, so you're 320, you're at a hab. Presumably the new... Which hab are you at? Technically you're at low Earth orbit 2. Which is not where I meant to have you have... Yeah. Meant to have you at a station that you were assaulting. Okay, well, you're gonna go back to the refueling repairing, so we'll send you back there, which will get you quickly enough. Okay. You've got the... You're at the station. Assault the station. Assault the hab. The hab is ours. Okay. This is the new hab, I believe. Yeah. Did we keep a space... We kept a functional space dock. I'm not even going to bother to really try to fix the place. The only thing I'm going to fix about it is we want some sort of defense station here. And I don't need that much power, so we can overwrite one of the power plants to do that. There we go. Otherwise, ignore it. Back to our fleet. Refuel.
We've moved the needle.
Do a repair, which can take you 4 days.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Order is returning.
Two in Turkey, not a concern to me. Back down in Nepal is annoying, but it's only annoying.
Mission complete.
Declare war on Kazakhstan. Okay, now all our armies have arrived at the rallying point, so we have a moment to rally. Okay, so you've arrived, or you've repaired. So, I'm gonna have you fly to the next spot. Which is probably low Earth orbit 1. Then we'll move up into high afterwards. Oh. They dumped everything at the battle cruiser, which I don't think was the right play. So there's nothing left to take the station out, so the station's going to take us down. No, we're going to reject that, which dumps us in the fight. So hopefully that puts the missiles at the right targets. We are going to get ships torn up because the turrets will hurt. But assuming that has target prioritized, that should actually split up across the fleet pretty nicely. Yeah. See, I was pretty sure we weren't going to lose the entire fleet. All the ammo across the entire fleet. Yeah, no. That was a situation where I was expecting the fleet to mag dump the situation. What's the state of the station? Shipyard's intact. Not worried about the hydroponics bay being intact. And we got enough power. I'm gonna get a LDA operational here as well. Yeah, should be able to get an LDA operational here. And that just keeps anyone from retaking the place. Resupply. We lost 2 ships. Let's go ahead and start getting them replaced. There we go.
We've removed some threats.
Okay, let's link the first at Mars. 17 days to prepare. Bit of a long repair time, but it's fine. Can work with that. Okay, so they've rivaled them. That's not a concern. That's a state of affairs, but it's not really a concern. Okay, so everyone is piled up here. Let's all move them into the region. 11v1 xenomorph followed by the territory shouldn't be too hard.
Securing our control. Ready for my mission.
Personal's back in control. We can then end the alliance between America and Afghanistan, and then send in, after we're done with Kazakhstan, and send in the troops. This time to add to India instead of Russia.
Acknowledged. We must persuade the people.
Okay, confirm science. Let some time pass. I do need some metal to pile up, but or noble metals to pile up, but that's a time in and of itself. That's more metal. Not that we need... We don't actually really need more metal at this point. I need the noble metals. Rapid repairing materials is tempting. The army repair rate. Oh, and that's 10% more mining. I should start that. That's expensive, but that's going to be worth it. That's 10% more everything, including 10% more nobles, of course.
Securing our interests.
Offering counsel.
Missile test in Italy. Okay. Rally on the flag. I presume the control allows. Well, it's been a while since I've tried to really control allows. That's okay. The monolithic. So, just keep calm and carry on.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
Things are stabilizing.
Okay. So, 320 is repaired and refueled. Next stop over is actually going to be high orbit. Voltaire Station. Okay, that's a little annoying. Because we got everyone tied up for the moment. These guys are tied up. Although that's 2 days out. Which station is Voltaire Station? One of the ones we've just taken over. I actually don't mind if they go to blow it up. So, we'll just hit continue, we'll see if they go blow it up. Dock is intact and functional. Really, the only thing we're probably missing is a reconstruction of one of the point defense arrays, or the LDA or something. Temporary, keep them out of the own area that they've driven them from. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, this is them arriving. We accept auto-resolve. They neutralize the station. That's fine. And they blow it up. That's fine.
Our people have taken control.
Okay, so now we can build a lot faster at Mars. Not that we necessarily need to. Actually, we'll speed a little up. Cancel you. We're going to add you to there so we get the two going in parallel. So we have the 3 done in 55 days instead of 85 days. I suppose, is humanity first out on the moon? I'm surprised they got there that quickly, actually. Because apparently they're not on the moon. Or not in orbit of the moon. Might be on the moon. Station loadout look on the moon. That's Earth. Thank you, that's not the moon. There's the moon. Those are the stations, and then the sites. Yeah, I suppose I could have launched from the crater. They had enough thrust. They only need 1.7 or 0.17 thrust to get off of the moon, so they could have launched from the moon. Not going to worry too much about them. We're going to continue our campaign to remove all the resistance up here. Although, we're going to be a little bit willing to spend some fuel. The fuel isn't too expensive. The nobles we're using in these fights is the missiles, not the fuel. So we'll take like a 14.2 hour burn to get to the next spot. Because we're impatient. We will allow you to go normal relations with the people we're about to invade. And the end of the alliance for me, so I didn't even have to pay the 10 influence. I'm on board with that. I can't destroy the army for 100 days. And it might be nice to destroy this army so we don't have to destroy it. That makes sense. Might be nice to have it disbanded rather than destroyed.
Securing our control. Ready to go. Securing our control. I'm here.
So ore is tempting. It's only... Oh, actually, I was about to say it's only... Blah, 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 blah. No, it's real tempting. It's 10% space mining, and it's giving us boost, not costing us boost. Yeah, I think ore is going to get picked. Ore is totally going to get picked. So I just need to find space for 3. Where stabilize is coming from, is it? Yeah, so I don't want to dump that. I want you to have stabilize. Probably give up a little espionage. Are you overcapped on espionage? You are actually overcapped by 1. So this will only put you down to 24, which I think we can tolerate. We'll take you off. Take you off. That leaves you 3 space we can put on ore. Which, once that kicks in, is 10% more space materials. And it's a gear, so we'll replace the gear with the gear. Yeah, that was a definitely good choice. I saw that there, and I'm like, that might be what we want. And the answer was, yeah, we want that. We really wanted that. Okay. That's 2%. That one's actually not costing boost either, Trinity Metals. Let's try to find a different one to put that on. Oh. Drop 5th column. Yeah, let's drop 5th column. Yeah, we can turn the metals on for another 2% metals. I don't think any of these kick in until we confirm the turn, which we're about to do anyway, so.
Reporting in.
Oh, and you.
Standing by for orders.
I've got enough money. Let's give you the mass emitter. Even though really that's only giving you one persuasion, but that's one persuasion. And then we can give you an espionage to bring you back up to the espionage camp. Yeah, we should be. I'm going to be on the lookout going forward for more space mining orgs, even if they start costing boost. Because I am definitely interested in more nobles to fix the noble problem, so we can finally properly secure everything. At this point, apparently the aliens aren't too much of a problem. I think the other human factions did a number on the aliens at this point. I don't know. I think the aliens are starting to build back up. The aliens are 37,000. They're not poking because, like, they'd be spending a sixth of their fleet to fight our one fleet. Well, our one real fleet. The fleet was together. And I might actually put the fleet together if they were coming for the fleet, so... Captured by the initiative. Okay, we're taking the station. Basically nothing survived intact. Okay, so this is a full rebuild at this point. So shipyard, because we need, or not. I suppose I can go to space dock. I only need the minimal shipyard here for refueling. And then we want an LDA. This no Tom, Dick, and Harry. You can just come rolling up. Nick the place. Once that's in, that should be enough. Anyhow, 320 should presumably not sit there. So we should actually burn it down. Either high 14.5 or intermediate 13.8. So we'll do 13.8. It'll get repaired and refueled faster there.
Securing our interests.
Protecting our interests.
Offering support.
Refueled, repaired, and we got one more Earth system station to take, which is the Extreme Earth Orbit one. It's going to be actually quite a flight up there. 3.6 days. 3.66 days. Economy contracts in Kazakhstan because we've fed a region of it to Russia.
Violence is abating.
Oh, no, the Kazakhstan's gone. It shrank and then Kazakhstan ceased existing. Yeah. No more Kazakhstan to worry about. Now that's generated a bit of unrest in Kazakhstan, or in Russia, so I should send the unrest reduction crew around to fix that. Return to operation? Okay. Assault the Hab.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've moved the needle.
Station has been captured. Dock is intact. LDA, I presumably didn't come intact because we had to blow it up to get to docking with the station. So I should dump an LDA somewhere. That was a former one, so right over the ruins of the previous one is a perfect place to put it. the repair first. Three days to resupply. Move this army down to there. Yeah, on the next cycle I should be able to have you declare. And Afghanistan. And then in China, has it been long enough to demand claims? Yes. So now we can just start feeding, using demand claims to Taiwan, feeding Chinese claims to the other China. Where we don't have to share with the resistance. Okay, so Earth system, we've acquired. There's the odd ship bouncing around, like Foxtrot 219 there. Not too worried about it. The moon. There are a couple stations up the moon. I suppose if I were to continue my rampage, the moon is definitely the next target for these guys. Okay, lost the party, but that's fine. We weren't ready for that unification anyway, and it's humanity first. I'm not too worried about humanity first. Doing anything super crazy with it. We're engaging. This is the battle I'm going to have to manually fight, so we're going to start battle here. Okay, so we got 5 targets and about 19 ships. We do have a lot of missiles, so they're going to still have a hard time trying to stop them all. Can launch ships? There you go. A couple got destroyed before I think they launched, but... Okay. So, fleet took damage, but it's kind of what the fleet's for. Okay, so everything except for the farm got destroyed. Want the LDA replaced. We're gonna want a space dock. Do repairs. Refueling. And then enough power to power the place. So, simple solar array should do it. And maybe go one more for the farm to actually work. And then they're gonna stuck there with that level of battle damage until time lines up. Okay, so we need someone.
At your service.
Go stabilize Russia.
We'll make things safe.
Let's send two to stabilize
Ready to
Russia
go.
for the moment.
We'll make things safe.
What's the op? Time to make our move.
At your service. On my way to the capital.
Acknowledged.
You're the one I meant to actually send the stabilize. There we go.
Restoring order.
Where do you need me?
Yep, sure. Take that one back.
Terminating the opposition.
Where do you need me?
Quick scroll through, make sure there's no mining. Doesn't look like there's any mining. Ship launched. This is replacements to the fleet. So two ships, two replacements just launched. Do we have a third one? I think we... No, I just queued the two up, didn't I? Yeah, just the two. We'll play them out. We took some more casualties, so the fleet's even smaller at this point. Okay, 320 is down to 15 ships, so this will bring them up to 17. And they're going to be up there doing for a while, so you can take the slow burn. Take the slow ride out.
I will help them.
Okay.
Order is returning.
Violence is abating.
Policy direction complete.
Demand claim. Gotta think about what regions I want to hand over first. Hong Kong's pretty small, but that's not actually a bad one to start with. Hong Kong Guangzhou. Okay. Or go the other way, I can go big to small. Although I don't think I can do... Can't do Beijing. I can do everything but Beijing. Based on what I'm seeing on the list here. Because Beijing's the Chinese capital. Or the mainland capital.
Policy direction complete.
Oh, and there's a cooldown on that, is there? Yeah, okay. So I can't just spam it back to back. I need to give some space between them. Fair enough. Although that's upgrade the size of this nation. Has significantly dropped the GDPC, so we're going to be focusing on trying to get that GDPC up pretty quickly. And fixing the environment. I might just buy the boost, or buy the mission control here. There we go.
We're in control here.
Gonna point back in the pole. Okay, I think I got enough going that we can go ahead try to get our space science mods going again. Okay, so you haven't built the battle station, but that's fine. What am I missing? So we've got space, Xeno, energy, materials. So let's say the next is we'll do climate. So basically do the minimum here, which is to get the 3 labs. Agricultural complex. Help produce the volatile feeding. Solar farms. Okay, so that would be fine for what we've got queued up for the moment. There's an argument for skunkworks for fishing for very good events. So I probably do want to do skunkworks. Oh, that's nobles. Well, we're going to hold off on doing that because I'm short on nobles. I don't think the event fishing here is valuable enough. While we're trying to get things built. Yeah, so I think that's the middle. We got the battle station. Oh, actually, Animate Tower. Well, technically, one of the things that's the upgrade to the Animate Tower, but we don't have that yet. That's why we need to get these researches done. Solar farm. So we've got plenty of power. Yeah, I think that's fine for the moment. Next one. So that was climate. After climate, we have info. 1, 2, 3. We want at least one farm. Enough solar farms to get that power stable. And an admin tower. Which means we need another solar farm. Okay. Could swap that one up, but we're not going to bother that. I know we've got empty ones from stuff happening. Info life, yeah, so three life. Agri farm, admin. Okay, and we just need enough solar farms. Power it. That didn't feel like a lot, but I suppose the life science might not be super power hungry. Or I'm forgetting something. Okay, then we're going to back out in social science for the next one. Okay. So that's the 4 sets of labs. So look at our lab bonuses back. Missing 4 lab bonuses. Oh, I'm missing military as well. Yeah, missing military as well. So the next one should be military. Okay. That should give me all my types back. If I counted right. Material looks right. Space looks right. Energy looks right. Life... I think I have life elsewhere, so that's going to be a confusing factor anyway. So I think we're missing military, info, and social. And we lost both life science and climate. Yeah, no, life science or climate. And we have the like level 1 military here lower, but that's not what we're thinking about. Okay. And then the rest is either more science or diversifying it for like influence or money in Leo. Or I could do economy if we were doing a lot of manufacturers, but I don't think we have the nobles for that right now. November. Okay. So you give you guys orders, so that's not a good place for orders. Wait a couple more counselor cycles. Again, I can disband the Afghanistan army before sending in the Doom stack. It's probably what we want to do. Meantime, you go deal with the roving uniform. Doing a quick scan to make sure we're not missing any mining opportunities. Looks like no. Yeah. No, I don't think we had any good contact in instances. You know, I haven't contacted the Academy in a while. Let's see what they have for trade. I'm not necessarily going to pay much for, although we got lots of money. So if it's like, oh, you need to throw like 4x money at them for the trade, it might be worth it. They've got like nobles or something for sale. Okay. Let's try that balance in the Gulf Union. We are kind of maybe thinking about expanding the Gulf Union at some point. We do have a hypothetical expand here into Kuwait if we can get them democratic enough, or Kuwait authoritarian enough, one way or the other. Same sort of concept with India with Nepal. That might actually be. We're improving government here. Can I? How expensive is this? Incredibly expensive. No, not doing that. What about over here? You'd be cheaper. Presumably, it'd be cheaper. Yeah, not by much. And that's 0.07 per 10. Right, so I could maybe afford that, which would be 0.14 democracy. Yeah, that's not worth doing. Better off working on like environment. Yeah, even that's not really worth doing. Actually, weirdly, because I need more influence. I've got plenty of money at this point. Although, economy is not enough. Yeah, I wanted to invest, but they're really, well, the big nations make them expensive, right? That's a good way to think about it. Big nations make them expensive.
Telling our story.
There, over there.
Your orders?
In preparation potentially for rolling into the capital, kicking out the existing
tell our
government so we can
story.
declare on them. With no allies to get in the way.
We'll open a channel.
Parasites, leeches. Humanity's future necessitates your eradication.
Yeah, they're not on board with being happy and friendly people. They could sell volatiles, but I don't need volatiles, so. Oh, they might be willing to sell bases as well. Do you have any mining orgs? I think that's a no. They do really like their science orgs. Okay, no, nothing interesting there. We tried.
Lending my expertise.
Okay, so we got these three at Mars. What's the Mars sites looking like? Don't think I can pick up a lot of nobles here. Picked a fight with Exodus. Yeah, I think the best sites that we could pick up are controlled by the Resistance. Maybe not on... Well, I don't need more enemies, let's say. They are the only ones who are not my enemies. We're at war with basically everyone except for them in Exodus, and so maybe I shouldn't poke Exodus either. We should be poking everyone that is not the Resistance or Exodus for the moment, let's say. Okay, wanted more radioactives. We could go steal some bases. I think we're gonna hold off. We got them up there so that we could steal stuff. Apparently I just don't need to right now. It's the wrong sort of stuff. Mars. The other question is, how terrible would it be to go to Mercury? Say we want to jump down into a system. 26. Yeah, that's a bit harsh. We're not doing a burn down to Mercury. The answer is going to be building something at Mercury, I think. If I want something at Mercury, I need to build it at Mercury. We've got a station there, so that's not too bad. And the sites, again, are Resistance, so if anything, we're actually probably better off reaching out to Resistance and trying to do some diplomacy with them. Although I would definitely take the Humanity First site off of the Humanity First. So there's our station. I don't know why I'm getting texted. Oh, I think I know why I'm getting texted. Okay, so let's pop in here. So we've got this place, battle station-wise. I'm obviously going to want some space works here. Although for the initial stuff, I need like one. There we go. We'll wait until that's built. Or actually, no, I'm going to splurge a little bit more, because I think we're going to like the 3 ships. So we'll do 3. There we go. We had the metal to build that, so it was definitely not a problem.
For mission.
Get back to Earth and let some time pass. Again, the main bottleneck to just sort of going crazy everywhere is a bunch of noble metals.
Space is just like an endless cosmic oil field, waiting to be drained by whoever's smart enough and rich enough to get there first. Black gold is back, baby, back. Chairman Soren van Wyk, impromptu comments made to paparazzi outside a nightclub in Cape Town.
There we go. Containment rather than propulsion has been the most pressing issue to us with the antimatter propulsion. We do antimatter weapons, but I'm probably not going to bother at this point. I need to get the antimatter production flowing. Interplanetary politics is something we're going to want to do at some point for independent HABs. Accelerado at some point. Interplanetary politics. I'm not really worried if we have control, so we're going to turn down the investment there. I think we're actually going to do this. We're basically going to say, hey, if you want control of the globals, have at it. And in fact, it already says, hey, we're going to lose interplanetary politics and servants. We'll see if that actually happens. Okay, we're going to focus more on our own stuff at this point. And getting our science rolling again, because that'll help.
Things are cooling off.
We've moved the needle.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Things are cooling off.
Who in Brazil? That doesn't bother me. The more they can go lower worldwide GDP, the better that is for me, because that just means my GDP is worth more, and that's, I believe, what our goal is to have like 66% of the global GDP at the end. Okay, nuclear complex. There's the drive. Okay. What do I want to work on next? That's tempting for the army repair. Although, let's actually... Oh, focus national... Yeah, let's get the 20% additional Earth research. It'll obviously, once we get the bonus back from our HABs, be better. Quicker to do. Okay, yeah, minimal investment here is actually giving us control, so that's nice to see. HAB offers to defect. Welcome aboard. currently owned by the Resistance. Moldova. Knowledge, government, or defense spending. I think welfare. Actually, no. Knowledge. You've got enough inequality dealt with, so some more knowledge. Liquor benediction. So that is 15% more nobles. So we're up to 5 nobles a day. So that's about 150 a month. And because we're so low on it, that's going to be the bottleneck going forward. It's something that's annoying, but once that's solved, that'll be solved and we'll be good. And that's probably the rate we need it to be solved. I suppose we could get some listening posts up. Go up the listening post line and get real good detection of the enemy councils. Let's do that. Although that actually no, that's competing with that. Let's not do that then. And that's competing with that. Let's try to keep separate across the things. Actually, now with the invention of the listening post, I'm very uninterested in the Marine Platoon barracks. I don't think we need those missiles. We can go ahead and obsolete those to hide them. Advanced Marine Assault Unit we'll probably want. I don't need that now. Torpedo bays, again, I don't think we need those. Infrared stuff is out of date. No missile. There's a nuclear warhead, but normal fuel. Rail cannons, I think we're gonna go coil guns if we do that. And we probably should do coil. Is it coil cannon or coil battery on the LDAs? Let's check that before I get too carried away. And that's definitely something to upgrade sooner rather than later. Batteries. So we got heavy plasma, Mark II. We got green laser batteries. And we could probably do... So the coil battery will be an improvement, yeah.
I got a tone, it's water tone. Okay, I'm gonna go after that hatch.
Okay.
And yeah, slip to the right as far as you can.
Okay. So, 320. That Frederick Douglass was the place we just built the dock. Oh, the power hasn't been built yet. So we've got a dock, just it's not working because there's no power. Okay. Quick scroll through here, make sure I'm not missing any mining. Yeah, I think that's a no. Russia is stable for now. So here we go, purging our way into Georgia.
Targeting the opposition.
It's gonna take 2 cycles to do that. So Tajikistan is another place we'll be doing sort of the same thing. So we should public campaign there.
I will tell our story.
Ready to go. I will tell our story.
Oh, and you were allied with China. And not rivaled with Russia, so it might actually be worth doing the diplomatic union there rather than the military occupation. Although, anocracy, so they're at 4.2, so it's going to be a little bit hard to get the government up that high. And we have a xenoform running around there. That's great.
Offering counsel.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay, layered defensive array, high Earth orbit is done. Although that's not super important. That's one of the habs we took over.
Our associates are now in charge.
So that's next year. That's the year after next, which is fair. That's 50,000. You're actually the December. You're coming up pretty quickly. Ooh, they just took the point straight. To be fair, we've shown off we can do that, so that's not super surprising.
Reporting in. Terminating the opposition.
What's the op? Targeting the opposition.
At your service. We're taking power.
Yeah, kind of just showing off like I can go like, I'm taking that one, I'm taking that one, I'm taking that one. The small nations are, once you've got enough espionage, are not that hard to just take. And that's one of the reasons you want to form the mega nations. In my mind, that's one of the major reasons you want to form the mega nations. Is otherwise, they're really easy for the other guy to take back too. Yeah. Okay. Looking at the time, I should probably put another part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry for it being a bit of a slow grinding advance here, but it's kind of a slow grinding advance here. We are starting to sort that noble metal problem. I think if we can keep it around 5, we'll be happy. Now to do that, I'm going to need more metal mines, or noble metal mines, which is probably mercury, which is why I probably want to get in contact with the resistance and maybe see if I can get some trades, pay for some mines, let's say. And at the same time, we'll get some of our military stuff going, like the coal gun batteries, and make it a little bit harder for them to take our stations back. Take the stations down. If we got them entrenched. Make those LDAs actually pay for themselves. The LDAs, this is one of the reasons I don't necessarily wanted to be building the LDAs. They cost noble metal upkeep. So we're paying noble metals to defend things. And that's the layer defense array. It's more expensive the next size up in the metal station. Yeah, 1 noble metal a month. So yeah, every station's gonna cost me like 1 noble metal because I'm gonna defend it with a battle station, let's say. That adds up. That adds up a lot. One solution, of course, is once we get mobile enough, blow everything out of orbit. Oh, I got the Trident drive. I should be thinking about, can I make my ships viable with Trident drive? So right now, our main battle fleet is these guys. Let's do an upgrade that's not an upgrade. Let's say. Drop off the drive, because obviously that drive doesn't work for us. We need to change the power plant as well. So, say we're saying putting the Titan Triton Nova drive with the power plant that powers it. And we can see that as an immediate Delta V improvement. So that's not a big problem. Actually, I'm bored with that. That works well. I could probably even swap out one of the utility modules. Put on the liquid hydrogen containment. Get it go even more. And then we can drop fuel. Right, because I'm just trying to defend Earth orbit. Right, so that's enough to go system. Okay, that'll be slow. That'll be glacially slow. But that's enough to go Earth to Mercury, Earth to Mars. And if I'm doing that, I could use the right now the not doing anything Earth shipyard to build these. They're expensive in metal, but we got the metal. They're expensive in volatiles, but we got the volatiles. They are drinking water, but they're not drinking the water that badly. And yeah, they're gonna eat nobles, but they're eating 15 every time we refuel it. Yeah, because the full propellant is that, right? The full propellant is the 15, is the 1.5, right? I think that's what that was showing there. Yeah, 1.5 per fuel tank. So a full fleet of these would be 15 of fuel. I think we can handle 15 of fuel. That's 3 days every full burn. And now we don't got the nobles right now to build them. So yeah, let's drop the name on this. Let's give it a new name. If we can. No, I'm just going with Trident. Trident class Titan. This will work. This will work a lot better than what we are currently doing for moving things around, and this shouldn't be much weaker than what we've got, just sort of sitting at base. Oh, I suppose we could do an example transfer here, figure out how viable this would actually be for Earth defense. It might not be viable for Earth defense, for example. Intermediate to, let's say, ISS. Maybe like the worst burn situation. Yeah, so actually, what we could do is we can upgrade the engine, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a little slow. A little slow for Earth defense, which is the reason we have the previous build, right? That's the point of the previous build, is it's fast enough for the Earth defense. Although this can do interplanetary. Right, so we can push this out to Mercury, we can push this out to Mars. And if it's just to be a threat to keep the aliens away, then that would work. Yeah, I'm not going to rush to build any of these because again, we can't. We can afford one. We can afford one. Yeah, we afford like one every 2 months. Now, I suppose it takes 2 months to build one of those. Not quite. Well, but it's got the fuel efficiency for interplanetary. It doesn't have the speed for orbital defense. Or, well, it doesn't have the speed for orbital defense on that hull size. I could run a smaller sized hull. So, ship designer. Not a Titan. Let's say we drop to a Lancer. 4.9, little slow. On the Lancer, maybe we drop down. Battle Cruiser? Still think we're gonna have the speed be the concern. Not gonna be able to go with her fast enough. 3.2 if we've got the battle stations everywhere, that would do it. And that's the most extreme transfer. That's yeah, that'll work. Oh, and that's with no armor, so I've got to shove some armor on it, so we shove you on. We're gonna need a targeting computer. That for fuel efficiency. Run a battery, because it's mostly gonna be lasers. Actually, don't run a battery. We'll leave the array out the entire time. It's not gonna let me put lasers on until I have the actually, we're going to want one plasma on here. One slot plasma? I assume there's one slot plasma. Trying to figure out which batteries are which. That's my 4 slotters. Share the plasmas, share the plasmas. Are they not light plasma batteries? I'm just screwing up, not seeing them. Point defense ion. E-beam. I haven't obsoleted anything, so that's not it. Guess there's no plasmas, one slot plasmas. That's actually a little concerning if that's the case, because that means I have to put a full 2 slot plasma in there. Okay, I'm looking at something like that. Armor. 1 on the rear and the side, and we do like 60 up front. And yeah, okay, that's still a bit slow. That's also the most extreme warp. That's probably quick enough. But yeah, I think we might wait until we get some. Oh, this would actually work pretty well if we get kinetics, right? So I have to say kinetics. We put a kinetic up here. We don't do those. And we only like a couple PDs, and we put a coil gun up front. We put the highest tier coil gun up front. That would be probably working. Or second highest tier would probably be best. Just to spam a bunch of these out. I'll contemplate it over the next couple parts. But yeah, I need to put a part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope that little bit of shipbuilding made you think about shipbuilding. We definitely got new drives, and we're working on... Right now, we're working on coil gun batteries, which is not the solution to that thing, but we can... once we're done the coil gun battery, we'll do the coil cannon, which will then we have all the globals we need for the next tier, so we're going to do an improved one. Maybe a debate on whether we're going to go up to tier 3 on the coils. Yeah, I might try to get some of the anti-punish stuff going. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow, assuming I can end this part. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you have been enjoying. I'm going to take a short break between parts here so I can get up, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record another hour and a half part here, let's say. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck, good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.